everybody, my name is Ian Turk, and today starts a very special, well, I guess you could call it a series of videos that I'm going to be doing, which is my top 20 video games. What I did is I went through and I figured out which games I wanted to be put on the list. It's actually quite extensive. It's like 45, 46 games that I thought deserved to be in the list, and then I sort of whittled them down, looted them together, and so this is the first one, guys. This is Part 1, my top 20 games. First off, rules, guys, because I know a lot of people are like, why hasn't this game made it? Why is this game better than this game? Simple. These have to be games I've played. They have to be games I have not had to have beaten these games to play to be on the list, but they have to have had either gained my attention, been awesome enough to gain my attention, I guess, basically, and I have to have had enjoyed them. Games that I played a lot of, and games that I have, been enticed to play a lot more, or games that have a lot of nostalgia to them are going to get a lot more points, and that's kind of the point behind this, is to see which games are absolutely the best. So, without further ado, let's get started. Number 20! Tetris. Now, this is probably the weirdest way to start off this list, especially since, well, you know, it's Tetris. It's a very simple game. Nobody really plays it for anything other than it being simple. And that's the reason why I put this game on here. I have played more of Tetris than any other game out there. Moving on. Number 19. Chibirobo. Now, this is one of those weird games that I don't think really anybody other than me has really fervently played. Let's put it this way, I had a weekend with this game. One measly weekend. And for the fact of the matter that it actually did capture my attention and my heart so much that it could actually ended up on this list, it even surprised me a little bit. I'm not saying Chibirobo is a bad game. No, it's by far one of the coolest games out there. It just has a weird shelling. Oh ho, kids! You love video games? You love escapism? You want to get away from your life of chores and having to clean up your house and deal with your shitty parents? Well, guess what? We made a game about having to deal with shitty parents and cleaning your house and room, doing chores. The game actually has a lot more darker themes. Divorce, separation, childhood, trauma, aliens, ghosts, military service. Let's see here. They also deal with a lot of other messed up things. But the game itself, at its heart, it's actually really kind of cute and fun to play. But with all the darker elements, it kind of puts me in the mindset of, well, how a lot of people describe Chrono Trigger. It's kind of the same thing. It's a cutesy art style with some very dark themes. But the problem I'm most fun about this game is that it doesn't feel like you're just grinding away trying to gain all the trash and money you possibly can to make an output. No, this actually feels like the kind of game, well, I could and did play for hours. Like I said, I beat this game in a weekend, but I had fun while doing it. I didn't even know what I was doing, and I was able to do it. So, for those of you who haven't played this game, you're probably wondering what's going on the screen right now. This game was originally designed to basically be, well, a clean-em-up training simulator for, well, what you could basically call the Japanese people. You play as a little robot named Chibi, and Chibi basically runs around the house, cleaning up trash, collecting money, and basically, for all intents and purposes, making the family happy. By doing so, he gains Chibi points, happy points, and money. And in doing so, he becomes a much better Chibi. Now, the game itself basically is just one big cleaning up base. It's just one big cleaning simulator, but for the most part, it's a great game. It has a lot of, like I said, different storylines. It had a blaster that you could play a lot of gunning games. There was a lot of different things that you could do with it. And the more you explored their house, the more and more you felt like this game was, well, alive. All in all, Chibirobo is a great game, but I can't put it any higher because, like I said, I beat it in a weekend. It wasn't challenging, it wasn't big, it wasn't adventure. It wasn't as big an adventure as for very long. But I love it, and that's why it's here. Number 18. Animal Crossing. I know it's kind of weird that I keep putting these weird, well, I guess non-hardcore games on this list, but Let's put it this way. The only reason why I even put Animal Crossing on this, let's put it, for the longest time, it was at number 19. Literally, when I first started this list, I knew Tetris was going to be on it, and I knew the number 1 spot was going to be worth it. So that was it. This game was literally not going to make the cut, but it stayed on for one of 2 reasons. And that was, when I was in 7th grade, I looked to my brother as we were walking home from school, and I said this to him. I wonder what the weather's like in Animal Crossing. For those of you who don't understand what that entails, it basically means I was so obsessed with this game, it preluded my thoughts. This is like one of the weirdest first times this ever happened with the game. I'm sure there were plenty of games I fantasized about and I thought about a lot, but this is the first time I actually pondered what the game was going to be like. Now, we all know Animal Crossing is that cutesy little game that everybody plays and everybody likes, and weird animals and everything. But I gotta admit, the game itself is actually really good and well designed. It has no end. I mean, you know, you could get out of debt from the raccoon mob, but that's about it. The idea, the concept, everything about this is just awesome. I also like the fact of the matter that playing this game with my brother was kind of an odd bonding experience between the 2 of us. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird that I bonded over a video game with my brother, but that's just how it was. Me and my brother got along and we figured this out. That wasn't until I decided to cheat and completely messed with the time system. I went forward year by year until I had 1,000,000 bells. And then, he came back to our town and he saw all of the weeds. I had to go acre by acre and clear the entire town of weeds. 100 years worth. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you. That's what I did. And it was stupid long that time that I actually get around to doing it. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I had fun. Let me just put it this way. Animal Crossing is the kind of fun that just is addictive. You can play it for a really long time and it'll just, well, you can keep playing it forever. That's why it actually made my list. It preludes all my time and preluded all my thought when I was in 7th and 8th grade. And trust me, that took a lot, especially with the onset of puberty. Number 17. Ape Escape. This game is crazy. I'm just talking about in the normal sense. This game is actually completely and utterly nuts. I played this game almost originally on the PS1, and I have to admit, it was amazing to play. It was super fun, it was intelligent, it made me think about gaming in general in a whole new way. I mean, come on, the idea was just to capture monkeys. I love monkeys! But in all, the biggest reason why I liked it was probably the fact of the matter that I got to play a game that was completely unique to me. Nobody else had it. For the uninitiated, Ape Escape is a game directly to the PS1 that used the DualShock exclusively. That was really cool. But the biggest reason why most people like this game is mostly because of its colorful characters. A lot of people in Ape Escape are, well, monkeys of course, and let's face it, who doesn't like monkeys? But they also really like the ideas beside them. Monksy boxing, Monksy arcade games are also a staple, but the biggest thing about it was the fact of the matter that, well, you could be this awesome monkey hunting thing and then get destroyed by anything in this game. The biggest thing I liked about it was the plot. The plot wasn't just to catch monkeys, but you're doing it across time. Monkeys are trying to take over the world because, well, what else is a monkey supposed to do except take over the world once they gain, well, super intelligent, helmets. The idea was really kind of fun to play with, but the idea never really came anywhere when it came to my imagination. It was its own standalone story, kind of held together with, well, monkey spit. I'm gonna say monkeys a lot because I like monkeys, and of course, apes are monkeys, it's in my mindset. Now, the biggest reason why Ape Escape was so awesome in my mind was because, like I said, it was uniquely mine. I don't think I ever met anyone who had Ape Escape as a kid. It was such a rarity, and a lot of people didn't really like it. I don't know why, maybe it was the DualShock controllers. Again, ahead of its time. But the biggest reason that Ape Escape really captured my imagination was the storyline. It did well. It created an amazing world that, well, I wanted to be a part of and I wanted to, look into. And that's the biggest reason why I liked Ape Escape. Its world was well built, it was created well, and, well, for the most part, it was a perfectly set up system. Number 16. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Now, I know somebody's gonna really mad and say, why is Star Wars on this list of Animal Crossings? You know, below it and everything. And a lot of other people like this game doesn't even deserve to be on the list. The main reason why I put this game on the list, besides that I actually like the storylines, and I actually do, well, let's put it this way, I read the books, both of them, and I liked them. They're actually really good. But that's beside the point. Like I said, storyline, really gets points with me. Yeah, the combat wasn't exactly as good as I thought it was going to be. It doesn't feel like the game that everybody else was playing. I have to admit, it was great. And the main reason why this game even gets in on my list, there has never been a game that has made me buy it more times than this. Let's put it this way. I have played my favorite game that's on this list, and I'm going to buy it for PC. But that will only be 2 platforms. This game has survived 3 platforms. Wii, Xbox 360, and now my PC. That's right, this game has been with me through 3 different consoles. That's insane! No game has ever gone through 3 consoles with me. None. And that's amazing. I think it's mostly because it was out on everything, but I think the biggest reason why I liked this game is the fact of the matter that it opened up the Star Wars universe in different ways. To me, before they were just, you know, the movies. But then I started reading the books, and that's even more amazing. For those of you who don't know, this game was basically brought out as a sort of tie-in between the prequels and the original movies. Basically what it meant is, this is the beginning of the rebellion. And yeah, that's kind of cool. The main thing you're playing as Darth Vader's secret apprentice. And as you do so, you gain more Sith powers, and then you become a Jedi, and yeah, spoilers. The main reason why this game even makes it onto this list is simple. It was awesome to play through. When you first play through it, you actually do feel like a Sith. Even on the Wii, even on the Xbox 360, even on PC, the controls were well adjusted enough that you could play it and actually feel like you're lightning people and you're an unstoppable Sith Lord. Or Jedi, whichever, let your vote, you know. So the game basically only gets on here because it really did make me, well, feel like a Jedi. Good job, game. Also, it stuck around to the test of time. So, points, The Force Unleashed. Oh yeah, I kind of have to put this in here simply because, well, points to The Force Unleashed. When I originally played through and got all the way to the end, to this one little moral choice at the end here, spoilers, I guess I should put that up beforehand, but fuck you. I actually didn't know it was a decision. I didn't. The fact of the matter is that's not bad. That's either bad game design, which I don't think it is, because back when it kind of made sense it was a moral choice, but it makes me think in the sense of, hey, this is actually what I would do in real life. I wouldn't go off to defend somebody, I would finish the fight. I was angry enough to try to finish the fight. So, yeah, it made an awesome moral choice, which actually made me feel like I was making a moral choice. At least for a Star Killer. I'm sorry, I would defend my friends. So there you guys have it, numbers 20... Fuck you! Fuck you! So there you guys have it, the bottom 5 of my top 20 games I like. It's really kind of interesting me this list because it really did show me like how many games I've completed, how many games I actually liked. Because I've completed a lot of games I don't like. But you know, that's kind of an interesting thing, and it's gonna be fun to just see your guys' reactions, see if you guys like any of these games, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys next week. Later!